Now what I'm going to show you today is the reason the Jews have changed God, singular, male, and what it actually says in Genesis 1:27 is that God made in the creation man and woman, male and female, in their own image, and that word there is Hebrew Elohim, meaning us. Let us make man in our image. So what he's saying is, let us make male and female in our image. God is talking to someone, which is the Abba Amma. Okay. Genesis is the oldest book of the Bible? No. Job is. What they did when they put the Bible together, because it's satanic, they put in it 6,666 verses. In Isaiah there's 66. You've got the infamous Revelation 13, 18, 666. Wrong. There's actually 666. So there's that word there. And I'll explain that in a minute. Now, if you look in Mark 10:6, it's talking about Jesus speaking from the beginning of creation. God, us, Elohim, right, male, female. Numbers are 730. 730 is 365, that's days in a year, times 2. So we're getting back to time. Female is number 2338. So we got 2338. You add them together, you get 3068, which is Lord. Okay? That word Lord is Yahweh, Jehovah, etc. from 3050. Okay? Why? In the Old Testament, in the Strong's Concordance, which I'll show you what that is, and only the Strong's Concordance in the printed form, which is that one. That's the original. If you go on the internet and try and look that up, you'll find that they've changed the total words for the Hebrew Concordance, which is, in the original, is 8674. The New Testament, because it's satanic, as is the first 5 books of the Bible, which is Genesis, it is also the Torah, which is Jewish, which is a invented religion, which is Pharisees out of Babylon. If you remove 3050, you get 5624. That is a total for the New Testament Strong's Concordance. That's how many words there are in it. So it's a dictionary. So they've taken that out of that to give you the satanic part of the New Testament. So you can be very careful when you're reading the New Testament. Okay, so we've got Y. 8674 days. Remember, the 730 is male. Also means the word cedar, which is the royal line. So we call it days, and we get 3.168 years. And in the Concordance, 3168 is Ezekiel, the word Ezekiel. In Ezekiel, you got Ezekiel 24:24. It says, when you see these things happen, you know I'm God talking to you. Ezekiel 24, right? So look at that, Ezekiel. So we've got 3168. What is 3168? In Greek, gematria is the assigning of numbers for the letters, because the Greeks weren't too bright. They didn't have numbers. Numbers come from the Aramaic. That's why I spoke Aramaic. Okay, so we've got 3168. Where I'm talking to you from at the moment, Nell Street, Greensboro, and if the Americans want to drop a rocket on me, I'll give you the concordance for it, the latitude, longitude for it. The distance around the world is 31680 kilometres. The distance to the north, to the South Pole, is 5813 kilometres. Therefore, the height of the finished pyramid with the rejected capstone in place, based on 36524.24 pyramid inches, the height is 5813 pyramid inches. Hello? Is anyone out there listening? This is God talking to you. Now, when New Guinea was formed, broke away, if you like, or given independence from Australia, I was 31.68 years old. Therefore, we've now had my people up in New Guinea just come back from Madang, 2 weeks up there, and they're curing people of all diseases left, right and centre, because my name is being promoted as the Lord has come to New Guinea with all these cures for them. So all we're going to do is cure all the people in New Guinea, and we've got Armageddon. In other words, they are defeated. The world is defeated. So what we now have to look at then is the numbers that it's found, 6,666 verses. Why? It's Babylonian Bible, Freemasonry from Babylon, Pharisees that were against Jesus in Jerusalem were all from Babylon. Okay, Revelation 13:18. We'll do that now. Got to turn the stupid camera off and start again. Time's out. Right, now, you think the camera would have on the front of it a timer so you can see how long it's taking, because these are supposed to be 10 minutes for YouTube, but it don't tell you. So you could be yapping on, and the thing will go 12 minutes, you don't realise it. Now, in Revelation 13:18, it's got 600, 6 written in Greek, which is 600, 6. In the Concordance, five, 6, 1, 6. 100 is 5, 6, 1, 6. 60 is 5, 6, 1, 6. And 6 is 5, 6, 1, 6. When we add them all together, we have 6666, but we also have my age in days from January, Key of David, January the 11th, 1944, gives us the 8th of June 2004, which was the transition of Venus across the face of the sun. It happens very rarely. Lieutenant Cook went to study the transition of Venus, as all astronomers did around the world. There are 77 countries doing it, or 77 locations, I should say, studying the transition of Venus on the 3rd of June 1769. It takes 360 minutes to go across the face of the sun. It happened again on June 2004, when I was the 6666 number Lord. 8 years later, it's going to happen again. This time, less 2 days, 6th of June, 2012. So we're all heading up to 2012 again. So why is that significant? Well, when I created everything, astronomers are all puzzled with how this all can be, and they talk about the Big Bang starting from 1/100 millionth of a second and everything comes into existence. Bullshit! So what we have then is gravity. They call it dark matter. And when creation occurred, all of the stars were formed just like when you take a bottle and you open it and all the bubbles form across. Get a bottle of soda water and try it. Take the pressure off and what happens? All the bubbles form universally at the same moment across the entire liquid. So, dark matter makes up 90%. Can't see it, can't measure it, can't feel it, but they can see it happening. Because this expansion in all directions, they calculate back to be one dot where the Big Bang occurred. Didn't happen. So, in each of these stars, nuclear fusion rate is occurring. It's hydrogen converted to helium at a rate of 657 million tons per second. Time again, 60 seconds, 60 minutes, etc. Right. The word Lord is found in the New Testament 657 times. 6,009 times in the Old Testament. What's 6 and 9? Take the zeros out, they don't count. What's a zero? Well, you don't do it. 69, that is Jehovah. And my second name, Leonard. Leonard. 69. So, we have dark matter, makes up 90% of the gravitational field of the universe based on physicists and astronomers' calculations. That is why they can't figure out what's going on in space. So we've got the nuclear fusion rate of all of these stars, gives you the 657 number, which is Lord, New Testament. One. So, we have these billions of stars all coming into existence at the same time. But they followed the Earth. The Earth was already here. The Earth was created first. And the stars, no matter what, if you look up your astrology, sorry, it's only to do with Christ. Astrology, the glory of God is in the stars, right? I created it and put my message in there for you to be able to understand it today. Okay, so we've got Amma, which is 36. Add them up. 13, 13, A is 1, A is 1, H is 8, 36. Abba. That's Father. 14. 14 days after I was born, a solar eclipse occurred along the 25-degree latitude underneath the Great Pyramid, and the distance to 105 Rothschild Heart of Hell, Rothschild Avenue, which means eagle, which gives you a distance to North Eagles Road to South Eagles Road of 888 miles. Hello, that's Jesus. My brother, who is a lunatic child molester, is 8.88 years older than I. When I was born, the sunrise to moonrise was 888 minutes, Sydney, Australia. The distance from where I was born, Rothschild Avenue, to the South Pole is the word comforter in miles. I go to Canada. Okay, 25 degrees latitude to the house is 8,888.8 miles, where I was born. I lived there for 942 days. The word Jesus is found in 942 verses of the New Testament. Hello? Anyone listening? So when I'm 8,880 days old, which is Matthew 1:23, that is a Greek gematria for Matthew 1:23 is 8880. When I'm 8,880 days old, I'm in Port Alberni, Canada. I become a Canadian. My daughter is born on May 4th, 1968. Sunrise to sunset for that location was 888 minutes. So we got Abba, Amma, 50. The Great Pyramid is made up of masonry layers. The 50th masonry layer is where the King's Chamber is. Beside the King's Chamber is the antechamber. So what have we got here? My first wife, when I married her, April 23rd, 1966. 1966 is the word Lucifer. So I had to marry Lucifer. I was 1162.6 weeks old, which is 22.28 years, which is the height of Mount Kosciuszko in Australia, highest mountain. The distance from Mount Kosciuszko to this house here is 169.4 nautical miles. 1694 is the word Emmanuel. Means God with us. It's found in Matthew 1:23, which has a value of 8880 in a Greek gematria. 1966, when I married on April 23rd, is the word Lucifer. So here's the most righteous possible sinless person, the king, the true king, has got to marry the devil in the flesh, Lucifer in the flesh. Okay. Rhiannon, the youngest daughter of Michelle, to my eldest daughter, is a period of time of 11.626 years, which is the width of the antechamber, which is the age I was in when I married the harlot from Lithgow. Now, the age difference between Michelle and I is 1162.6. She is dominated by her family. We had an argument the other day. Who do you put first, God or your family? She put her family first. That's what she was supposed to do on the anointing day, the 24th of May. She was supposed to choose me and she didn't. Okay. So she's got a sister, Jackie, and then her brother-in-law, Rod. You got Mason, that's the eldest boy. Dimity. Michelle is the New Zealand lady that is the partner of Mason. Dimity and her husband They're presently in Ireland. They are Buddhists. Then you've got Rihanna. All dominate Michelle. Michelle is a very soft, lovely person, but she is totally dominated by, and she can't comprehend any of what I'm telling you. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the prophecy is that Jesus drives out the 7 devils. So what's a devil? It's a mind. It's what you feel about someone. It's you're influenced by. She's influenced by these, absolutely, and by me, no way. Matter of fact, she'll do everything the opposite of what I tell her. Does it mean these people are demonic? No. What it means is that they are stupid. Janelle comes into the scene. She is 9.42 years younger than Michelle. Janelle is directly responsible for me going to New Guinea and curing people of all the diseases up there. Every cent she owns, and has, same with myself, every cent I own, but everything she earns at the moment, she sends up there to support the people, as these people need to be fed. They go out doing our work, they have to be fed. Lucy has just come back down from Madame after saving her own money out of the money that Janelle sends her, and she spent 2 weeks up there curing the people, because the people are all now under the threat of cholera. We've already cured AIDS. We now are into malaria. This is the Jim Humble invention. It's called MMS1 and MMS2. We couldn't successfully use the MMS1 because of the sheer bulkiness of it and shipping it around the world. When it's a liquid, the Americans have now changed the laws about shipping liquids by air, because it might be a bomb, you never know. What they're trying to do is stop the MMS1 going out to Africa and all these places. So Jim Humble come up with MMS2, which is a pill. It's a chemical. It's calcium hypochlorite. You take that pill, little tiny pill, costs nothing to ship, and when you ship it somewhere, it is used in the industry as shock treatment for pools, because it is a family chemical of chlorine. So chlorine is a slightly different chemical, that's all. But being a chlorite, it is very powerful, and it shocks the pool and gets rid of all the algae and all that kind of stuff. So anything in the pool is killed. So your blood, of course, is a pool. And you put the hypochlorite, which your body naturally forms when you are ill, but because of the manipulation of human health throughout the world, and since 1878 they've been working on chemicals to make you ill. This is why we send this hypochlorite as opposed to MMS1, which is the same, but it's in a 2-part mixture that you're going to mix together. Too much fooling around. We need something that will go in there and knock over the cholera. And cholera happens every 50 years, happens simultaneously all around the world at the moment. In other words, they are trying to kill people with it. And it's working. Except we've got it handled up in New Guinea. So people are using miracle water, as they call it, which is basically ozone and silver, which is made from 2 silver rods in water, positive charge, negative charge, and the ripping of the silver fills the water with a positive charge in the silver, and when you drink it, it goes into the bloodstream and kills anything it comes in contact with. The MMS2 is a little different. When you've got malaria, it goes into the bloodstream or into the liver where the malaria parasite is, and when it comes in contact with the malaria, the little bug, what it is, it blows a hole in the side of it. Literally, because this drinks it and it can't contain it, and it just burns a hole because of the structure of the material that this is made of, this parasite. It's in a very protected area in the liver or in the blood. So therefore it doesn't have to have anything that is, we can drink it for example, it doesn't hurt our intestines, but it blows the hole in the, and it kills it. And then the colloidal silver, which we also use, washes it out of the blood, and the person goes and excretes it or wheezes it out. So that's what we're all about in the beginning. Now, you would think that my family would be behind me 100%.
No way.